All right, welcome back. Last video for your vocab here. And maybe I was wrong before when I said fold was the coolest one to see of a geologic structure. Maybe it's tilt. So, tilt is a tilted geologic structure that forms when rocks to form. They're often caused by faults or cracks in the Earth's crust. So, when two of those plates meet, sometimes they will form a tilt in the surface. And it looks something like this. This one's really, really defined. You don't see them like this very often, but you can see all these different layers and they're tilted. They should be horizontal. That's how they started, and they were tilted as something bumped into something else and pushed them up to form that tilt. So those are pretty cool. All right, our next word is deposition, which is the laying down of sediment carried by wind, water, or ice. So there's a lot of different ways that this deposition can happen. We'll look at a picture here of it with water. This is a pretty common one with a river. The inside curve of a river usually slows down the water, and so it gives it time for sediment, things like sand and rock, to fall to the bottom, and that slowly builds up over time. Deposits, so think deposit when you think deposition. It's dropping things from the stream onto the ground and it slowly builds up. This also happens with glaciers, and it does happen with wind as well. And it can just fall off the side of a mountain to deposit. We'll try and find one with wind here if I can, and I can't. So that's okay, but it does happen with other things like wind, as it says, wind and ice. And so the next few don't have any pictures to go along with them. That would be very useful, but they are date types of dating, ways that we can date how old something is, usually fossils or other relics that we find in the ground. So you have carbon dating, which uses radioactive carbon to find out how old something is. You have radiometric dating, which uses radiation to find out how old something is. And relative dating is when you compare something you found with something else that you know the age of already. And so we can use that to find relative dating. And the last one here is a trace fossil, which is a fossil, but it's a fossil not of the organism itself, but of the activity. So, like a dinosaur footprint, or maybe some leftover activity of a fight where you can see some claw marks in the ground. That would be a trace fossil. So, it shows the activity of plants and animals, but not the organism itself.